All right, we're going to talk about trapezoids and kites. Okay, so this is a trapezoid here. So a trapezoid is a quadrilateral with exactly one pair of parallel sides. Okay, so these are the parallel sides. They are called the bases. The other sides, which are not parallel to each other, are called the legs. Okay, so bases are the parallel sides. Legs are the non-parallel sides. Base angles. The base angles are the two angles that share a base. So these two angles can be called base angles, or these two angles can be called base angles. These are not, okay? An isosceles trapezoid. An isosceles trapezoid is a trapezoid with congruent legs. So the legs are congruent, the bases are parallel. Okay, so if a quadrilateral is an isosceles trapezoid, then each pair of base angles is congruent. So here, QPS is congruent to RSP, and PQR is congruent to SRQ. Okay? So, EFGH is an isosceles trapezoid. H is 65. So if this is 65 degrees, remember isosceles trapezoids say that my base angles have to be the same. So H and G have to be the same. Well, this also has to be 65. Okay? Now, remember these sides are parallel, so these two angles have to add up to 180. They're supplementary. So I would go 180 minus 65 or 115. So this is going to be 115 and this is going to be 115. So E and F are both going to be 115. Okay. So find angle A. So if this is 115, I'm going to subtract 115 from 180. So 180 minus 115 equals 65. Very similar to last problem. Okay. All right. If a quadrilateral is an isosceles trapezoid, then its diagonals are congruent. So AC is equal to BD. Okay? Trapezoid mid-segment theorem. Okay? If a quadrilateral is a trapezoid, then both these are true. The mid-segment is parallel to the bases. So now I have three parallel lines. So DC is parallel to EF is parallel to AB. And the length of the mid-segment is half the sum of the lengths of the bases. So EF is going to be equal to DC plus AB over 2, or 1/2 DC plus AB. Okay? EF is the mid-segment. What is the value of x if AB equals 4x minus 10, EF equals x plus 2, and DC equals 8? So this is 8. This is x plus 2, and this is 4x minus 10. Well, we know that x plus 2 equals 1/2 of 4x minus 10 plus 8. Okay? So I'm going to kind of do a little simplifying here. I'm going to simplify inside my parentheses first. So I get 4x minus 2. I'm going to distribute my half. Half of 4 is 2. Half of 2 is 1, so I have 2x minus 1. Subtract off my x. 2 equals x minus 1, or x equals 3. There's my value of x, which is going to satisfy all of those conditions. All right, theorem 622. A kite is a quadrilateral with two pairs of consecutive sides congruent and no opposite sides congruent. So consecutive sides have to be congruent, and opposite sides are not going to be congruent. If a quadrilateral is a kite, then the diagonals are perpendicular. Okay? So I know KT is perpendicular to EI. Okay? In quadrilateral kite is a kite. What are the majors of KES, EST, and EKS, given that ETS ETS is 50. So if this is 50, well, we know all these angles are right angles, right? So EST has to be 90, okay? So these two are congruent triangles. So if ETS is 50, EKS also has to be 50. And now we're looking at KES. Well, remember, all three angles have to add up to 90, so I go 50 plus 90 plus angle KES equals 180. This is 140. I'm going to subtract off 140 from both sides, and I get angle KES equals 40. Okay? All right. What happens to a frog's car when it breaks down? It gets towed away. Can a kangaroo jump higher than the Empire State Building? Well, of course. The Empire State Building can't jump. All right. So that's talking about kites and trapezoids.